Welcome to this exceptional report that immerses you in the 15 most significant moments of the Spanish royal family this past year. Prepare to discover a monarchy that is more active, more engaged, and sometimes more surprising than you could ever imagine. Stay until the end for a revelation that might just change your perspective on the crown. Remember to subscribe, like this video, share it with others, and of course, tell us in the comments which moment surprised you the most. It all began in Madrid, where King Felipe VI made numerous official appearances in a tense political climate. In a Spain marked by debates over national unity, he made several visits to Catalonia and the Basque Country, symbols of unity but also of defiance. Each of the king's speeches was carefully measured, meticulously crafted, and his body language scrutinized. But beyond his words, it was through his actions that the sovereign imposed a more determined presence than ever. In April, he personally inaugurated a historical memory center in Barcelona, provoking mixed reactions, but reinforcing his image as an institutional mediator. Meanwhile, Queen Letizia focused her efforts on mental health and women's rights. In November, she chaired an international conference in Valencia on violence against women, where her sincerity moved attendees. Without notes, she addressed the silences, fears, and taboos still present in Spain, and made a vibrant appeal to civil society. That day, Letizia was not only queen, she was the voice of those without one. Her commitment continued to grow, and in February, she was even named honorary ambassador for a European youth suicide prevention program. But one of the most scrutinized figures remains undoubtedly Princess Leonor. The heir to the throne, now 19, completed her military training aboard the legendary sailing ship Juan Sebastián de Elcano. Images of her arrival in New York in June were seen around the world. Dressed elegantly and with a confident gait, Leonor attended a gala evening at Carnegie Hall alongside prominent international guests. This symbolic trip marked a new stage in her diplomatic emancipation. More than just a visit, it was a message to the world. Spain is preparing its future queen with rigor, but also with ambition. Infanta Sofía, for her part, has quietly but surely found her place. Her departure to Wales to attend the prestigious UWC Atlantic College attracted attention, but it was her participation in several local events that most impressed observers. In May, she read a poem at a tribute to refugees in exile. Her fluency, her pronunciation, and her compassion were striking. Far from simply being the youngest, Sofía is increasingly establishing herself as a sensitive and committed public figure, reminiscent of her sister's debut a few years ago. The year was also marked by the royal family's quiet diplomacy. Few people know it, but last January, King Felipe made a private visit to Rabat to strengthen cultural and religious ties between Spain and Morocco. Officially unannounced, this visit nevertheless included a highly symbolic dinner with King Mohammed VI. No speech, no official photo, but a strong message: the Spanish crown remains a discreet but essential pillar of Iberian international relations. Letizia, for her part, traveled alone to Buenos Aires for the opening of an educational center co-financed by Spain. This trip was a moving opportunity for the woman who, before becoming queen, was a foreign correspondent. She visited a former shantytown transformed into an educational campus, where she shared personal memories of her youth as a journalist. This immersion reminded the public that Letizia, despite her ceremonial role, remains deeply rooted in social reality. Among other notable activities, the royal family's participation in the National Day celebrations on October 12 took on a special dimension this year. Leonor, in uniform, presided over a military ceremony alongside her father for the first time. The image was powerful: a young woman, focused and dignified, paying tribute to the Spanish armed forces. This moment was seen as a symbolic passing of the baton, even though Felipe remains fully in charge of his duties. Last summer, the royal family also surprised everyone by opening the doors of Merivent Palace to a class of students from disadvantaged neighborhoods. This unprecedented initiative, spearheaded by Queen Letizia, allowed some 20 children to discover the behind-the-scenes workings of the monarchy. Educational workshops, spontaneous discussions, and a stroll in the gardens punctuated this day, which left a lasting impression on the young guests. The king himself took the time to answer the children's questions, sometimes very direct, "Is it scary to be king?" One of them had asked. "Sometimes yes," he had replied with a knowing smile. On the family front, Leonor and Sofia have been seen together several times, holding hands, exchanging knowing glances. During the music festival in June, the two sisters attended a concert in a Madrid park, without a visible escort, in a bid to normalize their relationship. This calculated simplicity has become a strategy, to show that the Spanish monarchy can also be close to the people, spontaneous, and sincere. In October, Queen Emeritus Sofia, although discreet, attracted attention by participating in a food collection at a supermarket in Majorca. Aged over 80, she distributed bags, greeted volunteers, and thanked donors. This seemingly innocuous gesture was widely shared on social media, proof that the former sovereign remains a respected and admired figure. Felipe VI, always keen to convey the values of service, launched a mentoring program for young Spanish engineers. In collaboration with the Royal Institute of Technology, this program provides brilliant students with personalized support. The king himself held video conference meetings with some of them, discussing the energy transition and innovation. Finally, in the spring, the royal family published a series of previously unseen photos in the Zarzuela Gardens. Dressed simply, surrounded by nature, the four members of the family seemed more united than ever. This photo shoot was seen as a masterful PR stunt, but also as a way to connect with the Spanish people in a climate of political distrust. Between quiet diplomacy, social commitments, modernizing the monarchical image, and patiently building Leonor's future reign, the Spanish royal family has demonstrated this year a rare ability to reinvent itself without denying its true colors. A fundamental strategy, where every gesture counts, every word is weighed, every appearance is carefully considered. But behind this official facade, one question remains: how far is the Spanish royal family willing to go to preserve its legitimacy in a constantly changing society?